I'm going to lay it all out there for you guys. I'm going to go over the disadvantages of a summer internship program with us, and I'm also going to lay out the disadvantages, okay, kind of scare you away a little bit. Because we are looking for a certain type of individual for this summer internship program. So by the end of this meeting, you're going to find out that this might be something that really, really appeals to you, or it might be something that doesn't at all. Either way, it's my job just to kind of show you what else is out there in the business world, okay? So I graduated from Texas A&M a couple years ago with a marketing degree. I want to get to know you guys a little bit better. So I want to know your name, your major, your year in school, and what do you guys want out of a summer internship? Is it money, travel, or experience? Okay, we'll start right here.
Holden Payne, mechanical engineer. I'm a freshman, and honestly just looking for a career, experience and career.
Cool. Okay.
I'm Manoj Kanal, and computer science, second year, and yeah, trying to gain some experience, and that might help in my career building.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Bhuvan. I'm sophomore for mechanical engineering major at UTA, and I want all sorts of field experience and also some experience with how it's real life in the out there in the market. So
yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm Casey. I'm doing mechanical engineering and I'm sophomore at UTA. Probably I'll be looking for some experience and probably some money.
Money's always important nowadays, huh? Cool, guys. So I know this is our local office. I know you see Vault Security and some of the things around us. Based on Vault and based on what you guys have heard from Dalton, if you've talked to him a little bit about us, what do you think we do here at Vault? What industry are we in?
Security.
Yeah. Yeah, we do security. It's a little bit different nowadays because we are transitioning into that era of home automation. Have you guys seen the Amazon Echo, Google Home, control your house through the smartphone? So I'll talk a little bit about that. Traditionally, security systems, they used to run off what's called a POTS line. Do you guys know what the acronym stands for? POTS, P-O-T-S. Stands for plain old telephone system, okay? Now let me ask you guys live in like a dorm or an apartment? Is that where you guys live? Maybe with your parents? Okay. At your apartments or where you guys live right now, do you guys have a home phone? If you do, it might just be for looks, but regardless, it's a little bit obsolete nowadays. Nobody uses it. If you did have one, it'd probably just sit there and it's probably all dusty. Everybody has cell phones nowadays, so that's kind of where the industry has transitioned, and that's why we as a company, we are growing so quickly. Everything is cellular nowadays. So we work with 3 main corporate partners. If you guys want to flip a page in that little packet right there, and actually one more, we'll go to the second one. So our 3 main corporate partners are Monotronics, 2Gig Technologies, and Alarm.com. Have you guys heard of any of those companies? Nope. Probably not, because we do advertising a little bit different. Now, when you guys think of home security, what company kind of stands out as somebody that you guys have probably heard of before?
ATV or something like that? Or something?
Yeah, ADT, but dude, I've been in this industry for a long time. You're like the millionth and first person to ever say that. ATV, ADT, it's the same thing. But that's what you think of when you think of home security. ADT, those little blue signs in the neighborhoods, obviously. So we work for a company called Monotronics. We're a dealership program for Monotronics. Now, Monotronics is the second largest monitoring station in the nation, directly behind ADT. Vault, we're one of 700 dealerships or partners for Monotronics that deal with products, deal with customer service. Of those 700 partners, we've been in business for 6 years as a dealership, and we are ranked in the top 15, okay? Every single year, we've noticed a trend. We increase profit by about 200%. If you guys are in any econ classes or know anything about economics, that's pretty good, okay? So not knowing anything about Vault, really maybe anything about what we do, being in the top 15 in only 6 years, what does that tell you about us as a company? Motivated. You've seen a lot of younger people around the office. We are a very young company. We like to be motivated. Most importantly, we are expanding so quickly. That's why we reach out to, what's up, bud? Come on in.
How's it going?
This is our lead technician, so everybody give Hayden a little
What's
round
going
of
on,
applause.
Hayden? Yeah.
My dog's back there. If you
Angry.
wanna take care of him too later. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we are expanding so quickly. That's why we reach out to you guys. Did you talk to them at the career fair? Did you talk to them on campus?
It was on campus.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different of a way of recruiting. When Dalton walked up to whoever he talked to on campus, you're probably a little bit taken aback. You're like, what's going on? This guy's coming up to me talking about an internship. We are very selective with our program, so we have to reach out to as many students as possible. Yes, we were at the career fair Monday and Wednesday. We do recruit in that way as well, but we do like to find, clean-cut individuals, young, motivated college students that want to start to build a resume and want to start doing some good things for themselves, okay? But Monotronics is the company that sits behind those phones 24/7 in case something happens, okay? So if one of those door contacts goes off, if one of the window contacts, if a motion detector goes off, calls to Monotronics, Monotronics then calls to police, fire, medical, okay? Now 2GIG Technologies, this is the hardware that we use. So have you guys ever heard of Honeywell?
Sounds familiar.
Honeywell, you've probably heard of GE. GE is the second largest company in the world, behind Coca-Cola, so you've probably heard of them. 2GIG, we are a branch of Honeywell, and we are compatible with some GE products as well, but 2GIG is all the hardware that we use. So have you guys ever seen a security system inside a house?
Yep.
So that keypad, the door sensors, the motion detectors in the corner of the house, glass breaks, fire protection, all the actual hardware is manufactured by that company right there, 2GIG, okay? Now Alarm.com, they deal with all of our software, so all of our apps that we use. So have you guys seen the commercials where you can just control everything through the smartphone?
Yeah.
Cool. So Alarm.com, that's the company that develops our app, okay? So being able to disarm system for when you guys are away from the home, see inside the house, indoor surveillance, lock and unlock doors, open and close garages. Have you guys seen that new doorbell camera that's starting to come out?
Yeah.
It replaces the doorbell, but it's an actual camera where you're able to talk to people at the door. Because most of the time with the home intrusion, they're going to go ring the doorbell first, see if anybody's home, sneak around the back, break in. Well, now they have doorbell cameras, and a lot of people think you have to actually ring them for it to start recording. Well, it does detect motion as well. They're 1080p night vision cameras, so they're pretty cool. Being able to control your lights inside the house and being able to control your thermostat. So it obviously does a lot for the house nowadays. It's not really your mom and pop security company anymore. If you guys turn to this next page, this is what the actual hardware looks like in the home. So 2GIG and Alarm.com, those being our hardware and software partners, they've actually won the best combo for best hardware software combo in the multi-billion-dollar industry. So we do work with some of the best corporate partners, or the best corporate partners in the industry, okay? You guys can get a good look of what the security technology looks like. Now, that's one reason why we're expanding so quickly is because of the technology we use, but it's also the way we advertise. And that's kind of where you guys come into play. So we develop most of our business off a go-to-market strategy, and the position that we're hiring for is called an advertising director, okay? So we took a few means of different advertisements when we started the company. What sticks out to you guys as popular means of advertising?
YouTube ads.
Google
I don't
Ads.
watch TV.
Yeah, internet, and that's my point that I'm about to bring up. Internet and TV are usually the main sources of advertising. Well, what happens when a pop-up pops up on your computer?
Big tech ignore first.
Yeah, I usually just exit out. Like, I've become pretty much numb to those advertisements that pop up on the computer. And really, I've kind of told myself I'm never going to do business with pop-ups because it just annoys me. So us as a consumer, we are a little turned away by some of those pop-ups. And then, kind of like what you were saying, TV commercials. Hey, that would be pretty cool to be on a TV commercial, right? The only thing is nowadays we have Netflix, we have TiVo, we have DVR. Just like what you said a minute ago, you don't even really watch that much TV. But when you do, and a commercial comes on, what do most people usually do? Unless it's the Super Bowl. Switch channels, get up, fast forward through it because most of it's recording. There's no commercials in Netflix and stuff anyways. So the ROI, or return on investment, it really is not as high as it used to be because people aren't getting that exposure that they used to be able to get. So our go-to-market strategy, you as an advertising director, if you're hired on with our company, We go to specific metropolitan areas based on analysis and demographics of where we think we're going to expand and be most successful at. But a certain metropolitan area, you're designated a specific territory where our company wants to see more visibility, okay? So going back to the ADT reference that I talked about earlier, I talked about that little blue sign. Have you guys seen those before? The little blue ADT signs. Pretty much every single person has. So our company, we go up to homes, say on corners or homes on higher traffic areas where we want to see a little bit more visibility, and we take that same means of advertising with our sign. So we walk up to the home, hey Mr. Homeowner, we want to place this little blue vault sign just off on the corner of the property for the next couple months. Well, how does that benefit Vault?
People see.
People see it. It's more exposure. When it comes to home security, have you guys ever heard of Keeping Up with the Joneses? Neighbors tend to trust their neighbors. Like when you're mowing the grass on a Saturday, you notice old Jim Bob across the street, he gets out and he starts mowing his grass. Same thing with security. People will trust their neighbors. So they're more likely to call off one of these little blue signs because they trust their neighbor. It's in their yard. They have security. They trust calling off this sign as opposed to seeing something on a TV commercial, if that makes sense, okay? So we try to get as many of these signs out as possible, higher traffic areas. Now, it benefits Vault, and it benefits them because it is a good crime deterrent. Now, we don't expect to advertise in their yard for free, okay? It's helping our company. We're gaining a lot of exposure, so we do compensate them, okay? How do you think we compensate people that agree to put this little sign in front of their yard?
Free service.
Maybe. Any other ideas?
Cash.
Cash?
Cash money.
Cash money, you write a $500 check. Thesis, see ya. You're kind of close. So all this equipment that you see right here, you see that value, $1,600, a little over $1,600. So as long as they agree to put the sign in their yard, which it benefits us and them, we give them a $1,600 customized wireless home security system, along, if you turn to the next page, along with the automation. We professionally install it inside their home at no cost, okay? So they get the security for their house, they get home automation, being able to control things inside their home. We professionally install it. Hayden that just walked by with his dog, he trains all the technicians how to install these systems, program these systems. He does a really good job on that side. But we professionally install it inside their home at no cost. They help us out with the sign. We give them our product. Now, do you guys know do you know how security systems work or how ADT does it? Because these systems, they do have to communicate to police, fire, and medical, okay? So traditionally, backing up, they used to require a home phone line. Obviously, like I said, nobody has those anymore. So these are complete cellular systems. Essentially, it's like having a smartphone on your wall. It's constantly running cell data, and we do lease out the cell towers in the area so it can communicate to police, fire, and medical in case of an emergency. So everybody pays services with the security system, okay? ADT, for example, they have a new system called ADT Pulse. It's a very similar cellular system, but it is very expensive to monitor a system like this. What's the average cell phone bill run?
$500.
That's pretty expensive for a cell phone bill. I'm glad I'm not paying that.
I'm talking about the cell phone.
You're right. Yeah, the cell phone in itself is expensive. Yeah, $500. But services like per month, what do you pay for your cell phone?
40 to 50.
That's good.
Like
The average, mine's 125. I'm with T-Mobile. I'm on it by myself, so that might, and I constantly use it for work, so that's why I pay so much. But the average cell phone bill runs anywhere from 80 to 120 bucks a month, okay? That's the average for one cell phone bill. Now this operates exactly like a cell phone. So essentially when we give them all this equipment, they would usually have to pay anywhere from 80 to 120 bucks a month for services to stay connected to police, fire, and medical in case something happened. ADT Pulse, AT&T Digital Life, some of these other companies, that's what they charge, okay? Now because we don't spend a lot of marketing money or any marketing money at all in other means of advertising, we take that marketing money and we invest it into our consumer, okay? So not only do they get our product up front at no cost, instead of paying $80 to $120 a month for a cellular system, they just pay $2 a day, okay? It's 59 bucks a month. On top of that, they get a homeowner's insurance discount for taking additional measures to protect their home. So they're really only out of pocket 35, 40 bucks a month or so, okay? So they get $1,600 a product for putting our sign in front of the house. They get to control everything. Their home's protected. Does your job as an advertising director, does it sound pretty easy
So far.
Yeah.
so far? Well, that's the thing. It's not so easy, okay? And that's what I kind of want to get into, because we are looking for somebody with very thick skin, and I'll get into advantages now, and I'll also get into disadvantages, okay? Try to scare you guys away. Because in reality, when it comes to security, a lot of people want to go with a very trusted name, such as like ADT, because this is something that's going to protect their home, protect their family, and protect their valuables. Now, you go to the grocery store to get groceries, right? You go to the car mechanic to get your car fixed, of course. We go to homes to talk about home security. It makes more sense that way. We're able to customize it with the consumer. Now, kind of going back to why you guys are here, I want to get into some of the advantages of the job. That little piece of paper that you guys brought, the resume, I want to talk about that a little bit, because let me see if I can get your resumes right. You're probably going to be graduating college anywhere from 3 to 5 years, if you're getting just your bachelor's, possibly, okay? You've been in a couple organizations. You have anywhere from a 2.0 to a 4.0, and then you've had a couple side jobs. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Well, how do I know this? Other than looking at resumes every single day. It's because 99.8% of resumes, and I know that's pretty broad what I threw out there, but 99.8% of resumes look that exact same way, okay? So here at Vault, the number one advantage of our interns is we are a huge resume builder. When do you guys graduate, you said? Do we have any juniors, seniors in here? Or most of you guys freshmen, sophomores? Okay. And it's nothing against you guys, but if you go to the career fair right now, just based on your age, you're going to be a little bit overlooked because you're younger, you don't have experience in school. Freshmen and sophomores, they change their majors all the time, okay? So you might not, you might be, mechanical engineering right now, but, maybe in another semester or two, you might want to switch it up. I've had guys start in engineering, and then 2 years later I see them, they're like, oh, I'm actually a business major now. When you take a resume to an employer, they're going to have, say Lockheed Martin. I know a lot of people throw out Lockheed Martin at UTA. They have a stack of resumes this high, okay? They're going to go through all those resumes, and they're going to throw away probably 90% of them. So we want to be able to differentiate ourselves on a resume so that you can even get in front of that employer to even get an interview, okay? So the first thing is it's a huge resume builder. Now, getting into more details with the resume, USA Today, they did a recent poll. They polled all the Fortune 500 companies. They asked them all, what do you look for in a recently graduated college student? Just one character trait. What do you think they all agreed upon? Just one character trait. Stability? What do you mean by that?
Like loyalty, I guess.
Loyalty, yeah, that's pretty important. Just one character trait. What do you guys think?
Being motivated.
Motivated? That's a good one. What about you?
Dynamic, I would say.
Dynamics? Or, yeah, okay, cool. What about you?
Seeking a job.
Okay. The number one character trait that they all agreed upon is communication skills. Now, the only thing about that is communication skills are pretty hard to show on a resume. Because first of all, if you're a full-time student, you're probably not working full-time as well. So it's kind of hard to show that you're a good, a good communicator, you're a hard worker. So communication skills, how many presentations have you guys given in college?
College.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys haven't been in college that long, but I guess high school and college, how many presentations do you think you've given?
Countless. If I had to throw a number, probably around 50.
50?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good number. Anybody do more than 50? Okay. Now, who are these presentations in front of?
Class.
Okay. Who's really the only person that's really, really engaged in what you're talking about?
Teacher.
Okay. Yeah, most people are like under the desk, like Snapchatting, or they're on Tinder, or whatever it might be. Really, when you're giving these presentations, there's really only one person that's super, super engaged. Most people aren't paying 100% attention to what you are talking about, okay? Now, 50 presentations is kind of a lot. We want to be able to show that we're good communicators. So an average intern, our interns work 14 weeks with us. It's a 14-week summer program. Our average intern gives over 1,000 presentations in one summer. So in 3.5 months, 1,000 presentations. Have you guys ever played any golf or any sports, maybe threw a football before? When you threw the football the first time, was it a good spiral? But if you sat there and practiced for maybe 1,000 times, hopefully it got a little bit better, right? Same thing with this. We want to be able to show you're a good communicator, you're good at presenting, because we want to build leaders here at the company. Because you could be the smartest, you said mechanical engineering, you could be the smartest mechanical engineer, 4.0, but if you don't know how to communicate your ideas to others, will anybody follow you? Yeah. Nobody will follow you. We have to prove that we're good at communicating. We have to prove that we're good leaders. Okay, so communication skills are very, very important. Who here is a hard worker? Everybody considers himself a hard worker. If I was doing this presentation in front of 1,000 students and I said, "Hey, I'm going to pay $20,000 this summer. It's a summer program. They get $20,000. I'm going to pay anybody who's a hard worker." I'm sure all 1,000 of those people, unless they were like asleep or something, that they'd probably raise their hand and say, "Hey, I'm a hard worker." When you go to an employer and they ask what's your best character trait, do not say a hard worker, because everybody considers themselves a hard worker. Now, kind of like communication, hard work is hard to show on a resume, especially if you are a full-time student, because you haven't really been able to show you're a full-time worker as well. School and work are totally different, guys. It's a totally different world. So you do want to be able to show that experience. You do want to be able to show on a resume, "Hey, I'm a hard worker." What's the most amount of hours that you guys have worked in a week in, say, 3 months straight? Do you guys work right now? Where do you work at?
University.
The university? How many hours a week do you work?
Probably 15 to 16.
15, 16 hours? Okay. Anybody work more than that right now?
I work like 25.
25 hours a week. See, full-time student and 25 hours, that's a pretty hefty load. That's about what I did in college until I started doing this. That's a pretty hefty load. So our average interns, we want to be able to show hard work. In a given summer, 14 weeks, we do work 60 plus hours a week. Okay? So 60 plus hours a week. Have you guys ever worked 60 plus hours in a week before, 14 weeks straight? It's a lot of work. So I do want to go over a schedule of what we do in the summer, okay? What's y'all's earliest class?
August, probably the end of August.
No, I mean like your earliest class that you guys are in now. Like what time do you guys get up and go to class?
Oh,
8:30.
9, 8:30, okay. So in the summer, in our 14-week program, we get up super, super early. We have our first meeting at 11 a.m. Yeah, it's not that early, I get it. So Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. We hold what's called, and before that, from whatever time you get up, personal stuff. Go to the grocery store. We encourage our guys to work out. Obviously, I'm sure it's getting a little tight, so hopefully in the summer I can get a little more fit. We encourage our guys to work out, keep a healthy mind, eat healthy, get a good breakfast. At 11 a.m. we hold what's called a correlation. A correlation is basically our training. We're going over a lot of motivational stuff, videos, have speakers come and talk to you guys. We train you in pretty much all aspects of business throughout the entire summer. We do consider this basically a business boot camp for 14 weeks, okay? So 11 a.m. to 12, we hold that correlation. From 12 to about 1, we go eat lunch. And then from 1 to about 9 p.m., we're in our given territories based on demographics, some analysis, based on crime rates, based on credit score per capita. We put you in a good place where we know you're going to be able to succeed, where our company wants more visibility, and that's where you're going to be signing up as many advertising homes as possible, from 1 to 9 p.m. Like I said, we are going to homes and giving these presentations at homes, okay? So why do you think we go so late during the week? Because most jobs you think like, 9 to 5. 9 to 5,
yeah.
But we're going to home, so after that 9 to 5 that most people work, we have to catch everybody at home. We have to catch decision makers. We're talking about home security. We want to be sitting down at their kitchen table, giving professional presentations, customizing these systems with homeowners on how it's going to best fit their needs, okay? And when I say fit their needs, if they have 4 dogs running around in the house, are you going to give them a motion detector? Probably not, okay? You don't want to put a motion detector in like a pantry or something unless you're worried about people stealing cookies. So we train you to professionally sit down with these customers and find their needs, fill their needs, give them a professional presentation on how we can best protect their home and how we can make things a little bit more convenient for them with some of this new home automation. Okay? So from 1 to 9, that's when we're doing that now.